Track Record with your hosts Mike Shea and Robert Yetter. Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Hello, Internet. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Track Record. My name is Mike Shea.
My name is Robert Yetter.
And this is going to be the first of what we hope to be many fan-decided episodes where you guys give us an album to listen to, and we share our thoughts on it. And this was a hell of a first album to do this with. This was an adventure.
We go on many of those on this show.
We do, and I'm not sure I liked this one. We'll get to that in a minute. This was like an adventure you would play on the old text-based video game Zork. Enter the forest. Go north. Go north. You can't go north. Go west. Go west. There's a troll. Oh, God.
Or it's like that game, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Those write-in text adventures.
Yeah, this album went places. It didn't just go to one place. It went to all the places. It was like a dog with a blindfold on. It was a hot mess.
And every place you wanted it to go, it wouldn't let you go there.
And it would take you places you didn't want to go and never wanted to go back to, but it took you back anyway.
Yeah.
This was a thing. But before we get into the pieces and parts of what this album is and why we feel the way we do, Robert, you drinking anything tonight?
No.
No?
No.
Aww.
I'm not allowed to drink anymore.
At all?
Well, I don't know. I have liver problems.
Me too. That's why I'm drinking coffee.
And so I had an inflamed liver, and it just now feels nice again, like a regular liver. And you know how back in college you'd be like, "Oh, I really killed my liver last night." You'd be like, "Oh, my liver hates me this morning," meaning that you drank a lot last night and you're hungover, right?
Yeah.
But in my case, it's an actual medically diagnosed thing now that I did damage to my liver, I guess. And so I was told not to drink any alcohol for a week to see if it would get any better, and it has. So I guess the next time that I do drink alcohol, I got to take it easy.
I recommend coffee. Coffee's really good for clearing out the liver.
Oh, I drink plenty of that, my friend.
Good, yeah. Coffee, garlic, and omega-3s are like the best thing.
I'm all over that. I got this awesome omega-3 stuff. It tastes like key lime. It's the liquid shit, so I don't like taking those big-ass fish pills.
Oh, hell no. You can take krill oil. They're smaller, and they don't taste like fish.
Yeah, I just can't swallow pills, really. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I don't swallow the right way.
Aw.
Zinger.
That? Sorry, everybody. Robert doesn't swallow. We're terrible. So the album that we're going to be talking about today was recommended to us by one of our listeners, a gentleman named Chris Hall, who lives in Greenville, South Carolina, and he should be ashamed of himself for recommending us this album. I don't know if he did it because he actually likes it or if because he wanted to fuck with us. Either way, this happened, and we allowed it to happen. We are talking about the album Stench from Nekrogoblikon.
Just the album title is awesome.
Stench.
Stench.
And I hope I'm saying the name of the band right, because, Jesus Christ, Nekrogoblikon.
Sounds right. I don't know if there's any way you could say it other than that.
Just, sounds like something from Magic the Gathering. It really does.
Yeah.
This is, they're a band from, believe it or not, they're not, a lot of people think Nekrogoblikon, the album's called Stench. Oh, they must be one of those Eastern European. No, they're from L.A. They're a bunch of American surfer boys from Los Angeles. And they're classified as melodic death metal. I have some issues with that. I listen to a lot of melodic death metal, this is not melodic death metal. This is something else, but I don't know what yet. Robert, can you save me from my rambling at this point? Because I'm kind of...
Yeah, I can get into it. So, first we had Viking metal. Now we have pirate metal. Hell, we even have Arnold Schwarzenegger metal. Now comes the metal we truly deserve, goblin metal. I actually had pretty high hopes before listening to this album. I thought it was going to be some slimy, dirty, grimy, oozing, brutal type metal, but instead it's more of like a experimental, technical death with goblin-themed lyrics, some of which are pretty funny. I will admit I looked up, a few songs online, and it's funny because it's not actually that far from what would be considered traditional, like, death lyrics. It's just funny. They're all like goblin themed, but like it's just one step over, and I don't think their style is a bad thing, It just was not what I was expecting. It didn't have the brutality that would be reminiscent of what I would consider to be goblin, right? It has kind of a dark and, like, slimy connotation to it. And the brutality wasn't there. The darkness wasn't there. They could definitely take it to another level. I do like, though, what they have to offer musically, even if it isn't as brutal as I was expecting. Technically, the album is quite nice. A lot of nice guitar work. They explore many different ideas and sounds, and a lot of the experimentation fits very well, and it's not jarring most of the time. I'll put that disclaimer there. You've got the occasional electronic, you've got the occasional folk, and the album does have very brutal moments, but they're very scarce. I'm a fan of the production, no marks off there. There's really, what it comes down to is just, there's something about this album that makes me not like it as much as I probably could. And it's really hard to put my finger on. It's not that it was boring. It was, for me, it was fun to listen to. It's not that anything was bad, quote unquote. I mean, it's definitely weird. Maybe it's not as listenable upon, its first listen. Maybe if I give it a second listen, I could change my mind. I will definitely listen to it again. I've only listened to it one time, just straight through, to get just a first impression here. It's just, it has that air of unlistenability. I don't know why. It's kind of like a conundrum. Nothing really is that bad, and nothing is really, I don't know. I can't explain it really. The only thing that I can really explain is what I mentioned earlier, is that the atmosphere is wrong. Bands like Ailstorm and Septic Flesh, they conjure certain atmospheres with their names, and you have certain expectations, and they don't deliver in those specific aspects. Septic Flesh is a great band, but they're not, when you think of Septic Flesh, and we've talked about this a ton of times, that's not what their music sounds like. In Ailstorm, right, you think of some, like, fucking salty ass pirates, but all you get is these douchebags and dog barks. And that's kind of a similar case with this album. I guess getting my expectations crushed on the onset kind of stayed with me during the listening process. Again, this is definitely an album that I will try again. I'm definitely, death metal's my favorite genre of metal if I had to pick one. So I'm going to try it again, but for now I'm going to give it 2 out of 4 purple stars. Middle of the road.
This was just weird. This was all over the place. Within the first track, I heard doom metal, extreme metal, death metal, and disco. It was bizarre, the kind of things that were going on with this music. It was like, and no offense to anybody suffering from this, but it was like music with schizophrenia. It was just everywhere. Not a lot of consistency. I couldn't tell if the guy was trying to emulate Danny Filth, or if he was trying to emulate the guy from Die Hard is Murder, or the guy from Creator, or what. I didn't know what the hell was going on with this. Also, just some of the lyrical content was bizarre. Bears, 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 you can't hide from the bears. That's track 2, or I think it's track 3, maybe track 2. It's just weird. To me, this feels like something that's for a very niche fan base. Like, this is something that if you're not into it from the moment you hear it, you're probably not going to be too into it. Like, Robert, in your case, you were kind of into it. You were kind of like, okay, all right, I can see where this is going. So you've probably got a better chance of, like, developing more love for this than I do. When I got about 3 or 4 songs in, I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is bizarre. It wasn't bad. It was just it was a little too weird for my tastes. I was hoping for a little bit of consistency. It was consistently inconsistent, I guess is the best way I can describe it. And I can't say too much about it because there's not a lot of information out there on the band and the album itself. Looking around online, I've tried a couple different websites, and it's just I wanted to learn more about, like, the writing process and what was going on with the band when the album was made, and I couldn't find out a whole lot. I found a music video. Music video was different. But just, I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on this. It's just something about this is not clicking with me the way it is with what I was able to find out is this album is very well loved by a lot of people. Blistering.com gave it a 9 out of 10. Los Angeles Times gave it praised it for, like, its technical proficiency and the songwriting and the electronic elements. And if the LA Times liked it, then the way I see it, it's got to be something with me. I mean, if the LA Times is like, no, this is good, then for me it's just like, I don't know what's not clicking with me and this album, this band, but I just couldn't get into it. But I'm willing to blame a lot of that on just my own personal taste. So I can't give it a bad score because the production quality is good. It was well produced. The arrangements are well done. The mixing was well done. I think it's just again, not to overuse this, but this is niche music. This is the kind of music that's like for a very specific group of fans, and I just don't think I'm a part of that group as much as I might like to be. So I'm probably gonna have to go on par with Robert and give it a 2 out of 4. It's like I wasn't into it, but it wasn't bad. I just didn't get it, and that's not necessarily the band's fault. They're there to play for their fan base, and I guess I'm just not their target audience. So I know that's kind of a cop-out, shitty way to look at it, dude, but I don't know. I got nothing. It was just a weird experience for me. I found myself, I listened to it 3 times to just today, and I put my headphones down after the 3rd time and was just kind of like, what the fuck just happened? You know, it's like when you watch like a bizarre movie or something, you're just like, what the hell? So I don't know. I don't know what it is that you got out of this that I didn't. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think maybe I just lean towards this type of metal more than you do.
I guess
with the technicality. I
mean, that's fair. I think it's just, I don't know. Something's going over my head with this, and I'm not sure what it is that I'm not getting. But I don't know.
It's okay, man.
I feel bad.
You don't have to be one of the cool kids.
I do genuinely feel bad. It's like, you know, I try to be open to new music and new things, and I was really, you know, it's like with Septic Flesh. Septic Flesh has a weird fucking name. The first time I hear it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And then I listen to it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually really good. So with a weird-ass name like Nekrogoblikon, I was like, okay, again, weird fucking name, but I've been pleasantly surprised before, and I just kind of walked out of it confused.
Yeah.
I think it was just the fact, it wasn't like if the album had just explored multiple genres over the course of all the songs, I might have been more on board with it. But it was like I experienced like 5 or 6 genres within one song. And I think that just threw me for a loop. When I'm hearing breakdowns and gutturals and then suddenly disco elevator music comes on, I get confused.
Yeah.
So
I think all that stuff was pretty well done, though. As jarring to you as they may have been, I don't think they were as much to me. I don't know. I like experimental shit like that, you know.
And I usually do too. I think because I think it's because it was so drastically different. It wasn't like it slowly led into a disco section. It was just and then just back in. It just was weird. It just threw me off. Like as soon as I would start getting used to a certain sound or style, they would change it on me, and I guess that would maybe that's what it is I just wasn't anticipating the style changes as they were.
I know what it
along.
really is.
Okay.
And we did a whole episode about this.
Did we?
It's because you don't know what the story is. I know how you listen to music, and
yeah,
there's no background on this, and there's nothing to it. It's just these guys from California, you know, they were in college, then they made a band, and then this is their second album. Like, that's all we know about this. And
yeah, and I'm willing to believe that, because like I said, I tried to look up more information on this. I wanted to learn more, and I couldn't find anything. And so it's like, you know, maybe if I knew more about the process, I'd have a deeper appreciation for it, but just...
That's right.
as of right now, all I know is that this is this weird named band that wrote some weird named songs, and I don't know what to think. So.
That's right. They've fucked your mind, man.
They fucked my brain.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Nekrogoblikon, album called Stench, which actually came out 7 years ago.
Yeah, I was actually surprised at how old the album was, because again, it was well produced. So the production, I think, has held up well over the years.
Yeah, true. Anything past like 2008, I think, is a good realm for metal.
Yeah, anything earlier than that, and it starts to get a little, I don't know, shitty, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't want to say
would
shitty.
Be the word.
Because I do like some older stuff, but yeah, it's just there's a definite there's a definite contrast in the quality of the production, I think. So
I get it.
Makes sense to us. Maybe it makes sense to you guys. I don't know. Let us know. You know, we never want you guys to feel like you have to stop tweeting at us or suggesting albums for us. We're always looking for new ones to check out and listen to. And just because we maybe didn't listen to yours this week doesn't mean we won't listen to it the next time we do one of these shows. So definitely keep sending us suggestions. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at TrackRecordEE and hashtag Gary Busey Loves Potato Salad. Mm-hmm. It's really easy for us to find your shit. So yeah, so we'll see. Next week starts a brand new month, so we're going to be doing the look back at the best of February. So that'll be fun. It'll be a little more positive, I think.
I think so.
I
will choose.
I admittedly have not stayed up on a lot of what's come out this month, so I'm going to really have to delve into it and go back and see what I missed out on. But it's looking like this is shaping up to be a pretty good year for music. Yeah, it will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Any parting thoughts on this album, Robert?
No.
just fuck no. Nah, I've said all I need to say. All right, yeah, no, it's a 2 out of 4 across the board for Stench. By
cool song names and
yeah. It's the creativity's there. Like it wasn't boring. I was never bored. It wasn't generic, that's for sure.
Sacred word.
He said the secret word. So
that should be a Track Record T-shirt.
He said the secret word, or just generic.
Just something. Track record.
Just be the word generic and all lowercase with a period at the end, and like in Courier New. And
oh my god, that's right. With the track record star.
That'll be our next fucking. That'll be our next fucking T-shirt right there.
I'm gonna make that tomorrow. It's going up on the bubble, baby.
Make sure you guys go to eventideent.com and click on merch. Check out our Redbubble store. We got a lot of cool new designs up there and some more new ones on the way. And, every little bit helps. We got some cool shirts, some cool designs, a billion different colors you can get, sizes, styles, lots of good stuff up there. So check that out. We're just plugging shit today. It feels like this is the episode where we try to sell shit.
Buy our shit, you fuckers.
Buy it.
God damn it.
Spend money on us. We deserve it more than your bills.
No, I honestly do like Redbubble because it just cuts out so much of the hassle, and you can, if you wanted to, instead of just printing 100 shirts with the same logo on it, I mean, you can have 100 different designs, and people have a lot more options that way. And the price points are about the same, as other shirts that you would find on the internet, or other stuff. I mean, they've got pillows, phone cases, tapestries.
The bags are nice. The bags
stickers,
are really nice.
The drawstring bag. I like those.
Yeah.
a fellow in Germany got himself a nice data drain bag recently. Thank you, fellow from Germany.
Shout out to Deutschland.
Deutschland.
Ja.
Hallo. Ja, natürlich. Ich habe eine große saure Gurke und ich will du von hinten schlagen. Ja.
I'm German on my mother's side. I know jack shit German. I don't know any fucking German, man.
That was just a phrase that we made up in high school. It's all this. I don't know if it's the proper grammatical way to say it, but all those words actually are real.
Oh,
if
really?
You just translate them directly, it's a beautiful sentence.
Filled with boners.
We'll let the people at home figure it out.
That's awesome.
Grosse is big. Saure Gurke, that means pickle.
Of course it does. I expect nothing less from you, Robert.
Oh, you know. Oh,
That's
well.
Great. All right. Well, on that note, Robert, I think we got a show on our hands here.
I think so.
I think so too. I'm just sitting here sipping coffee, watching us slowly implode as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I mean,
Nothing better than sipping coffee at 11 p.m.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
I've been up for so many hours that I'm starting to get the second wind, so I'm not fighting it.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, I've been up since 6, and
Makes
I figure
sense.
I got laundry and cleaning to do anyway, so rather than try to fight the second wind and force myself to sleep, it's like, fuck it, I'll sleep when I sleep.
There you go. Try and get some shit done.
Might as well.
We all at home actually know what that actually means. What you're about to get into right now.
Mm-hmm, about to get into your pants.
You're a man in the basement with the internet at his fingertips.
Please. I could be in any room in the house. It wouldn't stop me.
All right, then.
I do need to clean and do laundry, though. At some point, I have to do adult things.
Well, I mean, you should definitely clean. It sounds like you have a lot of jizz around your place.
Oh, man. I hope there's no kids listening to this shit. If there are, they're learning things.
Jizz, sperm, spunk.
Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great. I'm not going to do any more because we'll get sued for copyright infringement.
Uh-oh.
Monty Python. Good shit. Go watch Monty Python, kids.
Yeah, that'll really teach you.
Oh, you'll learn things. That's for certain.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Are we off the air?
We're fucking retarded.
Or did we do it?
We did the thing. We did the
Oh,
thing.
we did the thing?
We did the thing.
Yeah. I'm so happy. Ooh, my armpits kind of itch. Ah, yeah.
My nipples is hard.
My fucking cousin Vinny. He's got these fucking crazy-ass nipples, man. They're fucking huge. Them things are goddamn sausages.
Anyway. It's the bubbliest water in the world. That's what I'm talking about.
There's a reason they call them lazy Sundays. There's nothing better than sitting around and enjoying the comforts of a good book. But what book should that be? Well, every Sunday, Eventide brings you The Bookseller, hosted by Jessica Gillen. Each week, Jessica breaks down a different book and tells you everything you need to know before cracking it open and getting lost in a whole new world. Tune in every Sunday for The Bookseller with Jessica Gillen, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
You know, there's nothing quite as satisfying as a good conversation with intelligent company.
Join comedian Don Smith every week as he sits down and talks with comedians, actors, filmmakers, writers, and everyday schmoes. It's The Life with Don Smith, Wednesdays at noon on 106.9 FM, and now available on the Eventide Entertainment podcast feed every Friday on Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes.